Winter in New England sure isn't what it used to be. In the last 50 years, climate change has greatly reduced the amount of snowfall the region receives, leaving many areas bare, brown, and, well, boring for those who seek cold season outdoor adventure. Fortunately, there are still parts of New England where snowfall remains heavy and consistent. Places that provide a refuge for skiers, snowboarders, snowmobilers, and others who enjoy winter activities. Sometimes you have to follow the snow, and many do just that by setting a course for Cambridge, Vermont. Explore New England is brought to you by your New England Ford dealers, your local REI co-op. REI believes a life outdoors is a life well lived. Geico, see how much you could save on more than just car insurance. And visitnewengland.com. Due to its proximity to Lake Champlain, some 15 miles west, the mountains in and around Cambridge receive an average of 280 inches of snowfall per season. When the cover is thin elsewhere, this part of New England usually has plenty. It's one reason the venerable Smugglers Notch Ski Resort has retained such a loyal following over its more than 65 years of existence.
Smugglers Notch comes from the name of the actual notch that goes from Cambridge over to Stowe. During the time of Prohibition, the Smugglers Notch was used as a pass. People would travel with embargoed goods and store them in the notch from Canada, and basically they'd be picked up later by the people that needed the contraband. We have built up a resort that is a destination resort. It has over 300 condominiums that are all mountainside. Basically, you can ski in and ski out of many of the accommodations. Our accommodations are ranging from studio through 5-bedroom. They have fully equipped kitchens, dining rooms, living room. They have spectacular scenic views right from your condominium. We have amenities that are walk-to amenities, restaurants right here at the resort. Fun zone that has 26,000 square feet of arcade, climbing walls. Smugglers Notch was opened in 1956 as Smugglers Notch Skiways. From there, Tom Watson Jr. Basically saw Smugglers Notch as an opportunity to build Vale of the East. They started building condominiums and put the first chairlift in. He wanted the longest chairlift in the United States. We have 3 mountains to ski on today, Morris, Madonna, and Sterling Mountains. We have one of the highest vertical drops in northern Vermont at 2,610 feet, 78 trails, and we have top to bottom snowmaking on all 3 mountains, and we've got a diversity of terrain that's good from beginner through the extreme expert on our triple black diamond, the Black Hole. We've got top-ranked ski and snowboard instruction here with our ski school. We've been voted #1 in the by Ski Magazine readers for over 15 years straight for family fun, and we put it to work right here on the mountain. We have upslope snow that comes from Lake Champlain. It pulls the moisture off Lake Champlain, hits the atmosphere, and then drops on our western slope of Smugglers Notch. You know, what makes Smugs so special to me is that I grew up skiing here. And for instance, I have 3 children, and they're skiing with me every time I come up. And now they'll bring their children. It's a resort that makes you want to come back day after day, and it's unique because it has a lot to offer, and you feel like you own it. It's every time you're on the slope, you're there, and you're not crowded. You're not bouncing off people coming down the mountain. It's very user-friendly and spectacular scenery. The terrain is unbelievable, and like I said, a lot to offer for a lot of people.
Smugglers Notch Village features several spots to eat, but for a top-notch dinner, head for the Hearth and Candle. The cozy restaurant specializes in fine American dining, with entrees ranging from duck breast to filet mignon to lobster. Vegetarian and kid options are also available. Or you might just stick with the appetizers, which include tuna tacos, steamed mussels with chorizo and smoked egg aioli, venison chili, and the Vermont cheese plate. In addition, the restaurant stocks local craft brews and a wide selection of fine wines. It's a great place to cap off an action-packed day on the trails. Smugglers Notch Resort hosts a variety of ski and snowboard events throughout the winter, and my visit in late February coincided with the Extreme Freestyle Ski Challenge, which took place over 2 days on one of the mountain's most difficult trails. Special events aside, there's so much to do at Smuggs that many people fail to venture into the surrounding parts of Cambridge, which offers plenty of interesting places to visit. The nearby village of Jeffersonville has several restaurants and shops, but if you're an aficionado of fine spirits, you need to pay a visit to the Smugglers Notch Distillery, which was on the ground floor of the recent craft distillery trend.
The company was founded in 2010, but we sold our first bottle right in the very beginning, I believe, 2013. So It's been 10 years that we're here now. You are in our new home. We just moved here a year ago from across the street from our original location. This is our kind of home-based tasting room. This is where we'll display all of our products.
And what was the original spirit that started the whole thing?
Our original spirit was this vodka. This is our go-to thing. This is the reason we have those award-winning things. It's extremely smooth, just really clean, clear, tasty.
Can you show me in the back and show me, where some of the distilling stuff?
We can show you around.
Awesome.
Our main kind of line for bottling is down through here. We keep all our storage tanks with our batches of vodka. The main base point of distillation is that you take grains, spirits, any kind of thing, you turn them into 190 proof, alcohol. So our main vodka is a corn-based winter wheat mix. So you can take anything and really turn it into a distilled spirit. Then aging, barreling, proofing down, those are all things that kind of change where the actual final product lands. Very small craft batches in general. Everything is strictly kind of done by hand. We don't have any large processing equipment. We label, we take our bottles, we bring them into our kind of bottling line, fill them up. We do quality control, extremely clean product, which when people generally taste our stuff, they're pretty happy about. That's really how it kind of lands out.
And so what's happening in these barrels right here?
So happening in these barrels is a mix of rye and a lot of bourbon, a lot of our rebarreling for aging, some of our projects like our rum we barrel age. As the spirit ages and goes in over time, goes in and out of the wood, and kind of gives it a nice aging effect.
This takes a small sample of any spirit that we're working with through a vial in here, and vibrates it to determine how dense it is and correlates that to how much alcohol is in it and gives us a number of what percent alcohol we're looking at.
Really, it's just a process when it comes time that our head distiller and our owner will go through and taste the profiles of a heck of a bunch of different barrels, and it's their taste profile that really
So it's a very
brings it together for what we decide is important.
So it very much boils down to their taste.
It boils down to their taste, yes. Just small sips, tasting everything, and in their own minds, they just have the taste profile to set up what they're looking for.
While it's fair to say that Smugglers Notch Resort is best known for its downhill skiing and snowboarding, it also offers 18 miles of groomed cross-country ski and snowshoeing trails. These can be accessed via the resort's Nordic Adventure Center, which also rents equipment. Lessons are available too, and I took an abbreviated beginner session led by Paul Cahart, also known as PK. Hey, PK! Hey,
Nice to meet you.
I like your cozy digs here. It's very nice. It's very alpine, I guess.
Yeah.
You got a nice little stove going, and
Yeah, it's a rustic little spot here at Smugs. And I think it's
a little retreat.
I think it's the coziest place on the resort. For sure.
Really great. Well, it feels like I'm at home.
I think I do live here, actually. Yeah.
That's great. So tell me about like the whole all the like the gear. Like, what is this?
Well, this is a ski boot, and this is part of a ski. And so the reason I have this here is just because it's an example of how we're going to get you into your ski. So each boot has this little track, and it's just this one pin that goes in. I'd like you to do it once with your hand.
Okay. Yep. So it just kind of snaps in there.
Yeah, well, it's pressure on the toe.
Okay.
Okay, now I'd like you to do it with your foot. All right, Tom, here's your skis.
Okay.
First thing we're gonna do is take them for a little walk. What's nice about them is how lightweight they are.
They are light.
So instead of starting a lesson and then having to go over this narrow little bridge with a hill, we're gonna go down to where it's nice and flat and prepared for you.
Beautiful. All right, let's walk.
With cross-country skiing, there's a lot of balance, and so this is our first place we get to try some balance. So we've got that track on the bottom of our.
Okay.
And so first thing you want to do is get over your skis and just bang it out, and then
So get all the snow off of it, right?
just to get the snow out so it's all clear. But here at Smugglers Notch, it's alpine. We've got hills everywhere, so we need to have control. And really, you can't have a lot of fun skiing without having, some sense that you can stop when you want to. And it doesn't need to be any prettier than that good old snow plow. And even the best cross-country skiers, that is really the most effective way to stop. Now we're going to start striding. We're going to put all those things into place, but we're going to start by striding, which is just as simple as sliding your feet. If you've ever slid your feet on a hardwood floor in socks as a kid, that's pretty much what we're doing. Moved on skis. That's skiing. So, but if we're going to go miles today, we're going to get set up a little bit better here. Okay, so these poles are extremely long compared to a downhill.
Yeah, they are, right.
That's because most of the time, Tom, they're at this angle. They're behind us. They're part of our propulsion system. Yes, sometimes they're here to catch our balance, but for the most part, they're part of our propulsion system. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our hand through the hoop, come over top of it.
Yeah, so
What that allows, a couple things. It allows us to keep our grip light on the poles. The thing is, our upper bodies, to really be effective, you gotta be loose up here. We don't need to focus too much with our eyes down here. We're gonna look down the trail. In a lot of ways, the uphill is the easy part.
Okay.
So we're gonna stride up here and really get ourselves, used to the skis, but then we're gonna focus on, control, braking, turning. Right now you're in the tracks, you don't really need to think about how your skis are turning. But now what we need to do is focus on hills and control. Okay, so let's go back to this.
Okay.
Remember how to do it?
Yep.
So you're gonna drop your hips. Too many people are out skiing all tall, and that is how you fall. And so things to watch out for. If you feel like a jerky thing, especially when you're trying to brake, don't get your body into it. Control, get down, use your legs.
Climbing.
So sometimes when our skis start to slide backwards because the hill is just enough, we need to change it to what most people call the herringbone. You want to step from one. It's really pretty simple. And you can feel that you have great stability. You could climb up anything like this. Perfect. And you really do have your brakes, your poles can be your brakes, essentially.
All right.
Yeah.
You're gonna go first to catch me?
I am.
Keep me from going in the river?
Yeah, and I'm gonna go nice and slow. Well, Tom, thanks so much for coming out skiing.
PK, thank you for teaching me the basics of cross-country skiing. It's you know what? It's not so bad when you're there next to me and guiding me through it.
That is really what we did. We just hit the basics. Of course, you could take it miles and miles.
Sure.
But
Yeah. Hey,
that's a good way to get out.
And you know what? Next time.
Okay.
In terms of outdoor activities, Smuggs has it pretty well covered. But if you're looking for some musical entertainment, along with some pretty tasty food, head down the road a few miles to Martells at the Red Fox.
We opened a little over 4 years ago. Our family's been in Jeffersonville for over 35 years. Grew up here. My father worked at Smugglers Notch as a village services manager for a very long time, and then started his own transportation business through Smugglers Notch. Then when he got done that, he was looking for a new adventure, and he always wanted to open a place that had live music, being a musician himself. My wife and I had always talked about opening a restaurant of our own as well, and my youngest brother was a bar manager a couple different places, so it kind of all fell together, and we established Martells the last few days of 2015. We've had our ups and downs. Unfortunately, we lost our father. It'll be 3 years this March, but he got to see the dream that he always wanted start and proceed pretty well through the first couple of years. We're doing significantly better now. We do live music 3 days a week, every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, year round. During the summer, we have a big Greg Martell memorial stage outside that we have festivals and live music out there as well. I cut my teeth in Stowe, scrubbing dishes, the Depot Street Malt Shop. Kind of worked my way up through the ranks, worked 10, 12 different places in Stowe, slowly working my way up until I became sous chef. The next likely step was to become chef of my own place, and here I am. I've always thought that a menu should almost be a puzzle. You don't want to walk in and instantly see what you want to order. You want to be able to look through the menu. You want to be able to choose 3-4 different items that you really want and pick one, that is really good. And if that's really good, you're going to come back for one of the other ones. So we try to have a little bit for everybody. Most of it's my original menu. We've tweaked it a little bit. I have a great chef de cuisine, Ben Terrell, that works for me, and some of the items on the menu are his now. And he's slowly taking the role as in charge of the kitchen as I start to move into a general manager position. The reason that I feel like we have been so successful is the locals here. We have a great local following. During the busy seasons at Smuggs, we see our tourism, but during the slow season, we get a lot of locals that come out, and that's really what keeps us in business. I think that our restaurant serves as kind of a community meeting spot for a lot of people, both musicians and people that enjoy live music, and just a good place for people to come out on their anniversaries, birthdays, and places that they can feel welcome as family. We have a variety of bands that play here. Everyone Invited is a local band. My father was in band 66 City when he was younger, and then when he opened this place, he actually got the band back together. They were our house band. They usually played once or twice a month here for a while until he passed away. He was a big fan of the Beatles, Beach Boys, Pink Floyd, the 60s genre, and that was his band. We're more family than we are staff. We're definitely a team. We all look out for each other. We always cover each other when we need to. Like I said, it's more of a family at this point. A lot of our employees have been here for a very long time, which is different in the restaurant business because there is such a huge turnover. But the staff that we have now have all been here 3-4 years, and it's really solid.
While the dancing continues at Martell's, work continues back at the mountain. Snow grooming operations on the resort's 3 mountains get underway shortly after 5 p.m. and often continue through the night. The huge snowcat groomers are massive, complicated, and expensive machines that can climb steep slopes up to 45 degrees. They're equipped with huge blades to push snow, as well as tillers that create a corduroy surface. If you want to see what it's like to ride in a snowcat, Smuggs offers night rides in its Cat Tracks Groomer equipped with a heated 12-person cabin. It's just one more way to enjoy life in a corner of New England where winter still feels like winter.